Welcome once again to the Sage, a journey of adventure. I'm Dr. Kechi Obuagu, your blessed guide on this journey. Today, our topic is of grave importance to all of us, here in Nigeria, but all over the world. We're going to look at the issue of environmental sustainability. Yes, we're going to look at the urgent need to ensure as a people that our environment continues to thrive, not just for us, but for our generations unborn. And so let me set the stage by quoting the UN Commission on Environment and Development. According to the Commission, the official definition of environmental sustainability is about acting in a way that ensures that our natural resources are available in the same manner or even in a better manner for our future unborn generations. Wow. As my children would say, deep. It is something for all of us to think about, because reflection, candid reflection, would reveal that perhaps as a world, we are far short of that ideal. Why? I personally believe that when this world came into being, when this world was created, there was perfect harmony. That is the way the Creator made it. The biological environment was lush and provided everything the human being needed to survive. It is also the duty of us human beings to ensure that in taking what we need from the environment, we do not deprive, we do not destroy our planet Earth. It is a problem that we're only beginning to recognize the huge urgency around it. There's a lot to be done. But why are we talking about it on this show? Let me say that we have an extremely exciting, wonderful guest whose area falls under this. Let me admit at this point that it's a young lady, a remarkable young lady. A young lady who came into this life within her short time on this earth, recognizes the importance of ensuring that our environment is indeed sustainable. And for her, it didn't end in recognition. She had the courage and thankfully the talent to do something about it. And in her own little way, she began to do something about it. She began to look at the issue, particularly of waste disposal, to use her talents to do something about it. But not just in terms of managing the waste, she also has a heart that recognizes the need to mobilize others to that effort. And so she's also a great teacher and a great mentor in that field. She's a young lady worth meeting. Stay with us. We'll be with you in the next segment. Welcome back to the Sage, and thank you for staying with us. We appreciate that. But what a journey we have for you today. A remarkable young lady, brilliant, talented, artistic, with a huge sense of social responsibility. I'm beautiful. When I look at her, I'm filled with joy. I've known her for a bit, and all the time during those interactions, she gives me joy. Join me as we welcome Bilkisu Garba to the show.
Thank you very much, Mom.
Smile now, give me a smile.
Thank you very much.
Bilkisu, it's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to making this show, this particular one, because there's so much beauty and goodness that surrounds what you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for agreeing to be with us and for sharing what drives you with everybody else.
It's such an honor. Thank you so much.
Great. Before I start, tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? Well, I've forgotten, so tell me your name again.
Okay, so my name is Bilkisu Garba, and I'm from a town called Auchi in Edo State, but I was born and raised in the northern part of Nigeria, Kano State precisely. So I practically spent most part of my life there before coming down to Abuja. And in school I studied architecture, and while I was in my 300 level, I developed interest in a particular aspect called interior design. And then I started researching, just finding out everything I could on everything that had to do with interior design in Nigeria, and it was still relatively new then. There was no institution in Nigeria offering interior design, but I knew the moment I was done with my first degree, I was going to pursue things in that line. And fast forward, while I was during my postgraduate days, while running my master's program, there was a particular course. It was still master's in architecture because for some reasons I just wanted to specialize in architecture, and there was a particular course that I took in my second semester of my first year in, because it's 2 years, it was a 2-year program, and it was called Sustainable Architecture.
Okay.
And that was more or less like the beginning of the journey for me. I didn't even know, but I picked so much interest in that particular course, and I knew once I was done, I was going to do something that had to do with sustainability and interior design.
Wow.
And that was the beginning for me.
Wow, that is just great. That is just great. So you sort of had discovered your passion.
Yes, I did.
Tell us a bit more. So what did it materialize into?
Okay, so while I served, I was running online courses. I was looking for institutions in Nigeria because I left Kano then, and then I came to Abuja. And I started attending several courses. I was looking for organization firms, just anything that had any affiliation to interior design. And it was interesting then because a lot of people sort of discouraged me because they felt architecture was going to be more lucrative, and they didn't really see the essence why I would pursue interior design. But I knew I really wanted it, and for some reason, whenever you would find me maybe sketching an interior space or using computer software to design interior spaces, and that was how it started for me. So I got like a contract job in an interior design firm, and I started teaching people at the same time, just running spaces. Then I got another job in a renowned interior design firm in Abuja, which was in early 2016, and that was the turning point for me. But all these things were happening, and I didn't know it was more like a transitioning process, because at that point I started building experience in interior design, and I was still reading and researching on environmental sustainability, sustainable architecture, and even sustainable interior design. And at that stage, I started building content on sustainable interior design.
Okay.
Until date, it's still a little scanty, even when you check online on courses that have to do with sustainable interior design precisely. But I started building content, and I just started. I still have that sketchbook till date. And then there was a particular project that I was given while working in that interior design firm, and it was to renovate and revamp a 3-bedroom bungalow not too far from here, funny enough. So every time I pass that place, it brings so many memories.
Okay.
And while
I think it's telling you need to come and redecorate this place.
Absolutely, absolutely. So while that project was ongoing, there was really nothing wrong with the space. The client was just bored and wanted a new look, wanted a new feel, and we ripped literally everything from that space, from that interior, from the floor tiles to the furniture to the light fittings, everything, bathroom, everything, to the doors, completely. And there were some people just waiting outside for me, waiting outside. They kept asking me in Hausa, they kept asking me if I wanted to, if I was okay with them clearing the site for free. And I was looking at it like, that is fantastic. So I don't need to pay people, truck drivers, to clear the site for me. These people are willing to clear the site for me for free. And that, to the light fittings, as simple as light fittings, WC, everything, they took it, and that was it. Then fast forward to I think October of that same year, 2016, I went to Jabi, a place in Abuja called Jabi, and lo and behold, I saw 2 of those men that were asking me for those discarded items from that site, and they had shops where they were selling these things, and that struck my mind like, wow. So I asked them what they were doing. I said they're actually shop owners, because when you see them on site, they just look like uneducated people roaming the streets, but they were actually business owners. And what they do is they go to renovation sites to get these scrap items, they refurbish them, and then they sell to a particular market. You understand? And that was when I knew and realized that, okay, there's a market for this kind of business. And if you can remember, I told you I had already started developing content for an aspect called sustainable interior design.
Okay.
So I presented, I can't really remember when, but in 2016 in an interior design symposium in Abuja. It was called Denim, Defining the Nigerian Interior Design Market. And
Defining the Nigerian...
Yes, interior design market.
Okay.
And I was one of the speakers that presented on sustainable interior design practices in Nigeria. And I knew I couldn't just come on stage and just talk theoretically, even though I had PowerPoint presentation and all that. I knew I had to make something. And that was the first ever product I upcycled. At that point, I didn't even know it was called upcycling.
Okay. Because I was going to take you up on that. What is upcycling?
Yes, I didn't know it was upcycling. But what I did was I took like a scrap kitchen cabinet, an old kitchen cabinet, and 3 granite bottles that we had in, because I was saying my elder sister and she loved granola a lot. So just sprayed them and just made like a tabletop and put flowers in them, and it was a coffee table.
Wow.
Yes, it was a coffee table, and that was it for me. As soon as I presented it, I showed them the assembling process on stage. A lot of people picked interest, and they said they wanted to collaborate, and I didn't even know what collaboration was then, so that was what pushed me further to keep researching, keep reading, and that was it. So in September 2017, that was when I knew I was ready to unveil all these ideas that I had.
Hold it there. That sounds extremely interesting. When we come back, Bilkisu will show us some of these creative masterpieces, right?
Yes, well.
Thank you. Stay with us. Welcome back to the stage, and thank you once again for staying with us. It's going to be great. There's so many beautiful things, even in this studio with us. But before I let Bilkisu tell us about her beautiful works of art, I'm going to push a little and say, Bilkisu, tell us, you said in the earlier that you found you had a passion for environmental architecture, or is that the word?
Environmental sustainability.
Yes, okay. Why? What drove you?
Yes.
What, yeah.
You know, because while studying sustainable architecture and reading and researching on sustainable interior design, I discovered the huge issues and challenges that we face in our environment, especially in Nigeria. And that's really one of the main reasons that prompted the creation of the Upcycle Architect. Now, Nigeria has a population of over 200.
Upcycle Architect, that
yes,
is your name?
Yes, that's the brand name.
Wow.
The Upcycle Architect, because my background is architecture and we specifically focus on upcycling, so hence the Upcycle Architect.
And upcycling is where you take wastes,
yes,
and turn them into
amazing products. When you creatively convert items that people classify as waste, junk, scrap, old, useless basically, and then you find a creative way to repurpose them into functional items that are even better than they originally were. That's what upcycling is all about.
Wow. What a concept.
Yes, ma'am. So, you know, while reading and researching, I discovered that Nigeria has a population of over 200 million people. And it's so sad and unfortunate that we are tagged as the waste capital of Africa because of the high level. Yes, we are. Yes, we are tagged as the waste capital of Africa. And you know, it was so heartbreaking to discover this, because also I kept checking, I kept reading and inquiring on how much waste the average Nigerian household generates. And like annually, it's recorded to be over 120 to 150 million tons annually of solid waste. And you ask yourself, where do these waste items go to? So your neighborhood or your home or your environment might seem neat, but when these solid waste items are taken away from these places, where do they actually go to? They pollute our oceans, our water bodies. They go to dump sites. In other parts, they are littering the entire environment. They go to landfills, and these dump sites keep building up. They keep accumulating. They keep piling up. So I knew, and then you know the unfortunate thing is most of these solid waste items are non-biodegradable. So which means you could have a plastic bottle today that you innocently bought water and you drank and you discarded it, and in your mind you feel, I've discarded it, but that plastic bottle is somewhere in our environment. Standing exactly as it was. It hasn't broken down in any form.
Because it is
It is non-biodegradable. It does not disintegrate into the environment until, like, after, for plastic bottles, it could take up to 400 to 500 years. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And there are some of these plastic bottles that you cannot recycle. And you know, even the thing with recycling, that upcycling is a little different from recycling, because upcycling is when you take these waste items and you repurpose them. But recycling is when you take waste items, specific waste items, and then you break them down into smaller components to produce other products. So that plastic bottle, if it's recyclable, you take it to a recycling company, it goes through chemical and mechanical processes, it's broken down and then used to create another plastic bottle or plastic item. And these were alarming challenges. The construction industry in Nigeria is also one of the highest producers of solid waste. And I kept asking myself, what do we do about these things? So I found myself, in as much as I had the passion, but starting the Upcycle Architect was more or less like a platform to find creative solutions to these problems. How do you find, ways out? And that was the beginning of it. So it wasn't even meant to be a business, because the initial idea I had was for it to be a blog site where I talk to people about it. But talking is one aspect. the another aspect is actually implementing and finding solutions, and that was how it became a business. And throughout 2017 to around April 2018, I was still trying to find my path, running the business and all that. And that was when it was actually my husband that told me about the C4C platform. He told me, okay, there's an opening, someone told him about it, why don't I apply? You just never know. And I didn't even know what it was all about, but then I went online, read on Conversations for Change from the website, and that was how I applied. And to God be the glory, and in all amazement, I was selected, to come for an interview. And I can remember that day so well, the day of the interview. It was so amazing because when I was being asked questions and all that, it was strange to some of the interviewers because I had to show pictures. I didn't have bearing that time, so it didn't cross my mind to come with flyers or come with live products for people to see. So I had to go to refer to my phone images and social media platforms where they could see these products. And I was hopeful and prayerful that I would get selected, and to God be the glory, I was actually selected. And that was when the business aspect of the Upcycle Architect, for short TUPA, started. That was it. So from the entire training sessions to what a business is, what is the difference between running a business and who is an entrepreneur, what is entrepreneurship. That was when I even understood that there are different aspects of entrepreneurship. This aspect I focus on is called social entrepreneurship because it's a business, and at the same time you're also finding solutions to real life challenges. Exactly, real life challenges. So to branding, I was also always so confident that I could speak in public, I could present and all that, but the C4C program made me know that, okay, you studied architecture, you can present designs and all that, but pitching a business is also very different. And that was when I learned about elevator pitch, how to talk about your entire business in 1 minute, how to talk about your entire business in 3 minutes. And it was so tough then, but in all honesty, I've become so good at these things that it's more or less like a dream come true. How to manage finance. So you want to do all these amazing things, but you also need funds. You need to generate funds. You need to sustain the business. You need to be able to generate funds to do a lot of pro bono services, because that's why it's a social enterprise. And that was the stepping stone and the beginning for me, the C4C platform. And that's why I'll always be grateful, because it also gave me that platform to meet amazing people. Till date, I'm still friends with so many people from the fellowship program, and meeting you has also been a blessing to me, because not only have you encouraged, mentored and tutored me, but you have also held my hand in so many aspects of my life, personally and business-wise, and it's been an amazing experience, in all honesty.
I'm blushing.
In all honesty, it's been amazing.
Thank you so much. Bilkisu, you're so dear to my heart.
Thank you so much.
So I'm not surprised to know that. But for some of our viewers out there who may not understand when she talks about what's C4C, let me just say again that we run an intensive 1-year fellowship program where we collaborate with enterprising, gifted, brilliant young people who have ideas that could work and who are seriously interested in business, in helping them turn those ideas into profitable businesses. And as we tell them, if it doesn't make a profit, it's not a business. It's not a viable business. But it's been amazing. It's been an amazing and exhilarating journey. And Bilkisu has been a pride of the program.
Thank you so much.
And so have so many of the others whom you've been meeting, and many more that you will meet. But this is the potential that if we all come together, is possible for every young Nigerian out there. Stay with us. We'll be back for the last segment. Thank you once again for having stayed with the Sage. There's still so much to discuss with Bilkisu. Actually, for a lady as remarkable as this, one needs 1 hour, but we'll see. We'll do our best. First of all, before we go to the last few questions for her, Bilkisu, please tell us, at least show us some of your beautiful works of upcycling that you brought to the studio before we move on to the next one.
So these are like the simplest of products that we make. If you look closely, you will notice that they are bottle vases, and the small one here, small one over there, are mayonnaise jars. And what we try to do specifically is create products for interior spaces. So they're predominantly furniture and furnishing pieces. Usually that's what we do. And these are just supposed to be like decor vases. If you know, glass wine bottles are non-biodegradable too, and these are fabric pieces that we've just tried to like merge in a form of patchwork, which are also non-biodegradable. So we just try to create interesting products that can be used as decor or for accessorizing. The possibilities are endless, but these are like very minute of products that we make.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much. And interestingly, this one actually emits lights, but you would only see the illumination when it's entirely dark. So.
Are you encouraging the save electricity before we fully appreciate it?
Exactly.
Thank you so much. We shall also be sharing with our viewers some of the other exceedingly creative bits of work that you have in your workshop. So this is a tip of the iceberg. So please tell us a little about your business. How did you structure your business? Have people noticed this amazing talent, this amazing gift? And then I'm throwing all the questions at you. You find a way to sort them out. Like I said, there's so much to talk about. So, is there room for investment? And then finally, what do you say to other wonderful young people out there who are watching us and who wonder whether they can also be this courageous and do things like this?
Thank you so much for this amazing platform. Like I said, we predominantly make interior products, furniture and furnishing pieces, and we have been able to expand to the level where we have established a full-time academy. The academy runs online and offline too.
So you're teaching others so that they.
Yes.
I mean, that is the answer to, please tell them how they can be a part of this academy.
Yes.
We
one of the main reasons why we decided to establish the academy is because when you talk to the average Nigerian about upcycling, they have no idea. So the essence of that academy is to have a variety of green, that's eco-conscious courses where people can enroll and have an idea of the different aspects of environmental sustainability. So we try to encourage people. Some of them are entirely free, some of them are paid, but at a really reasonable rate. And why we do this is because we want more people in this conversation. We want more people to get to know about these things and in their own different ways. So it's just more like a ripple effect in their own different ways, have these positive influence in the environment. So all you need to do is just go to our website, www.theupcyclearchitects.com, and it will give you like an overview of everything that we do. We are also active on every social media platform. Just search The Upcycle Architects and you will find us there. And running this business, we've been able to, so far from scratch, we've been able to train over 732 people.
Wow.
And over 80% of those training sessions have been free. And during the course, it's been tough, definitely tough, but we've gotten a lot of recognition and appreciation. So many other bodies have come to want to partner and collaborate with us. And in 2020, I actually won an award from 11/11/12 Foundation. It was the Africa Green Female Award, so it was all across Africa, and that was so dear to my heart because it just made me know that people are actually seeing what we're doing, and amidst all the trials and challenges that we face, we just need to keep forging ahead. We have collaborated even with a university in the United States. We've had partnerships with some institutions in the United Kingdom. So the possibilities are endless. We will keep moving and forging ahead and just keep doing our bit.
Great. And you've expanded your business somehow? Online and,
yes.
Physically?
Yes. We have a physical space here in Abuja. It's in Area 1 Garki. And we're also very present and active online. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, most of our courses have been virtually and they've been very seamless. And almost every other month we have courses that are running, from free courses to paid for courses, and they've been very seamless. So it's something people can tap into. And what I always tell people is, sometimes you might actually have a vision and plan, or sometimes you might not even have a plan for, you might not really have a plan for your life, but it's always important to believe in yourself. It's important to pursue your dreams, know that your dreams are valid. And even when people try to run you down or people try to discourage you, if you truly believe in that vision of yours, go for it. I can assure you that the sky will only be your starting point, because it has happened to me. And we're also very particular about young people and women, and we try as much as possible to raise the self-esteem of these young people and women, so they know that I am strong, I am powerful, and I can do these things. And your story will be a testimony in different aspects.
Wonderful. Those are such inspirational words. Thank you so much. Let me reveal a secret. Let me say that not only is Bilkisu such an inspiration, she was also a wonderful blessing in our first set of fellows. Towards the end, as she was graduating, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. And so we call that baby girl our first C4C baby.
True.
And therefore, during her 1-year fellowship, as she set up her business, restructured it and everything, she was very busy with all the other social responsibilities, like of being a mother. True. And so a true blessing to all of us.
Yes.
And so she has said it all. If you try and discover your passion, go after it, particularly when you have the talent and the gift for it. Those are the reasons why the good Lord created you and put you here. It is to use those talents for your good and the good of the world. And Bilkisu shows us an amazing array of them here. Her brilliance, she has a master's degree in architecture. Her artistry, her passion and determination and doggedness, and also her love, or being generosity, becoming a social entrepreneur, one that doesn't hoard the information for herself, but feels the need to carry her world along with her. Bilkisu, pleasure as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you to our wonderful viewers. Stay with us, make it a date every week when we shall bring you many, many more wonderful, inspiring young people. Thank you.